It was so interesting to me that I get into this routine where it's like the people are the same, the energy is the same, and everything. And that was, I think, the first time probably in, I'm going to guess, possibly since I started doing this, where Jim wasn't here in the morning. And it was just, I miss that. And I just want, Jim, I want you to know that. So I'm really glad to have you back. Having said that, happy Sunday, everybody. I am so glad that you're here, that you're joining us. Of all the million things that you could have been doing this morning, you decided to come here. And that's not a little thing, that's a huge thing. And the thing that I just absolutely will always say this, as you know, that I love is that when we get together to come do this thing we called our Sunday morning experience, I don't want it just to be us coming together and listening to me talk. Actually, I would like and prefer everybody to engage, because my belief is that we come together and we can form a particular consciousness this morning where all kinds of fun things can happen, right? So whether you want to come here and laugh, whether you want to come here and cry, whether you want to come in here and dance, whether you want to come in here and be healed. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me you actually could come in here and consider being healed? And my answer is, why not? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? And when you take that into consideration, where two or more are gathered, I don't know, there might have been a really famous person who said something about people gathering, and where there's more than one, some really cool things might happen. Who said that? Who was that? I'm not sure. Anyways, it's a collective consciousness. And in my experience, I'm so aware as I go through my own spiritual journey that I'm not just an individual consciousness. That's not the way it works. We're actually also a collective consciousness. And this collective consciousness it breathes, it's alive, it can do things, it can make things happen. And if we decide to come together and make these mornings pretty special, pretty incredible, and if we want things to happen where we want to focus our love, focus our attention, then we get to do that collectively. And so I'm just inviting you into the possibility. What if this morning you said, oh, the heck with it. I'm going to believe every single thing that Mike says, which is really scary if you think about it. But what if I believe everything that Mike says and I really believe I'm a divine being? And what if I believe that I have the ability to basically impact not only my own life, but everything that's going on out in the world right now? Is there one thing that you could think of that you might want to put some energy towards that's happening right now on the planet that you would like to be, just say a little bit different? Anybody have one thing? Just one thing? Right. So then what would happen if we just took that into our mind, into our hearts, in love, and then focused on that? And said, you know what, this morning where I'm going to put my love and my attention, I'm going to put it towards this thing. And then we get to do that collectively. And what's so incredible is that the power that's going to happen when each and every one of you starts to all of a sudden accept, to let go of all the garbage that's in your head of who you aren't, because in truth and reality, you're a divine being. You are it. As the saying goes, you are what you've been seeking for, looking for, trying to figure out. You're it. It's inside of you. You are a part of it. Is a part of you. And then you start coming up with these ideas and things, and it gets to be kind of out of victim mode and standing into creator mode. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, if that's the case, then what can I do? And it's not only what can I do in my individual life, but then it's like, well, what can we do collectively? And so I'm inviting you into the possibility of thinking as a collective. And what I'm saying is, I know how powerful you are. You people are amazing, what you're able to do. Imagine bringing a group of us together and say, hey, what do we want to do? Do we want to make a difference? How many people want to make a difference in the world this morning? Good. Awesome. So set that intention. Set the intention that this is going to be an amazing morning. Set this intention that it's going to be fun, that you might learn something, that you might grow, that you might expand, that something may happen this morning that could possibly change everything for you. Everything is possible in the infinite possibilities of the present moment. When we let go of all the past, when we let go of the future, and we can just stand in the present moment and let everything go, knowing who and what you are in this present moment, it is limitless possibilities, as Deepak Chopra says. You're standing here in this moment right here, right now. There's nothing that isn't possible. Nothing. But you know what that takes in order to do that? Courage. It takes courage, because then guess what? You got to let go of your story. But I like my story, Mike. I like it. I like my story a lot, because that lets me stay where? In the past. But when you have the courage to finally let go of your story and replace it with the truth of who and what you are, game changer. Game changer. Now, I'm not sitting up here and pretending that that's necessarily easy. It takes some work. I constantly am saying that. It takes work, it takes work, it takes work. It does. Because there's stuff that's inside of us that, for some of us, we get stuck. And it holds on to us for a while. And it's okay. Like, it's staying with you for a while. I don't know why, but there's stuff in my life that I look at and I'm like, my God, how long can this thing stay here? And the universe is going, well, until you let it go. Until you learn the lesson, until you figure out what's theirs for you to learn, and then you're able to move on. So in other words, I don't have to sit here for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years and go through this. No, you don't. That was never the plan, ever. I promise you, when you came down here, before you came down here, you didn't sit there and come down to the earth and go, well, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to stay stuck for the next 30 years. And yet, for some of us, that was part of our story. How many people have a little bit of that in their story? Yeah, maybe one or two. Maybe one or two, right? And so I'm just inviting you into a world of limitless possibilities, because you're limitless. At your core, you are divine. You are limitless. You do have that kind of power and the ability to do things at a pretty high level. And again, I'm just going to keep reiterating this. When you do this and come together in groups, like the groups that we have meeting here, you're able to do some really magical stuff. Whether it's the Akashic readings, whether it's the circling, whether it's the women's group, whether it's Course in Miracles, whether it's the Way of Mastery, it doesn't matter. It's just when you come together with the consciousness of, I'm going to do this to grow and expand, look out. Look out. In a very beautiful way.